Imagine playing a game or starting a video game and you complete a hard-fought level. You get rewarded with a random box. What's in the box? When you open it, it reveals a random assortment of rewards ranging from cosmetic items to upgrades. These are the loot boxes. My name is Kenneth Trin, and my speech is going to be about loot boxes in video games. So, what are loot boxes? Essentially, loot boxes are a mechanic in video games that randomizes rewards and rewards the players with a wide assortment of these said rewards, ranging from weapons and character skins, which makes the characters look more stylish, to random upgrades for your character or your equipment for later progressions in the game. Most of these loot boxes can be bought either from progressing through the video game levels, buying loot boxes, or buying the loot boxes currency that is required to buy them through real world money. And most loot boxes are often found in video games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, video games that are often high profile produced and from publishers and companies that get the most attention. So with this implementation of loot boxes, it should mean that they produce a high revenue or some effect in the game industry. You'd be correct. Loot boxes are a part of the microtransaction system of video games, which allows companies to be able to have a much more extensive revenue stream from their products, from the consumers. Here is an example of Electronic Arts, one of the main companies in the video game industry. Their loot boxes, such as from FIFA Ultimate, makes up 28% of the company's total revenue. That's a fourth of what they generally make via live services in total. Activision also makes a lot of money off of the microtransaction system, or loot boxes primarily, from games like Call of Duty, making up $268 million. Combined with its sub-companies of Blizzard Entertainment and King, both of which are known for StarCraft, Diablo, or Candy Crush, make up $800 million in digital transactions. That's 66% net worth, which is $1.21 billion total. That's a lot of money coming from those companies. And it's not just revenue that it gets impacted in the video game industry. Some video games also utilize the system in recent days. The most known recent examples are Halo 5 or the most recent Apex Legends, both of which have used some form of loot boxes in their video games. And the mobile game market is also known to be more influential in the loot box system, such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and Mario Kart Tours. And with this sort of revenue stream and impact on the video game industry, it should mean that people are flourishing from it. But unfortunately, not all people appreciate this form of business practice in the video game industry. Video gamers, the consumers in particular, find it appalling and sought to boycott certain video games over this form of business practice, seeing that this is uh, this is involuntarily using their wallets to buy money. Most recently, it, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been boycotted over the use of the loot box system and was forced to remove the system, and which gave EA $3 billion in losses in the stock market. That's a 8.5% market drop. Online personalities such as Angry Joe and Upper Echelon, and critics in particular, have been criticizing about the loot box practice and voiced opposition in favor of regulations, hoping that this doesn't go out of control in the video game industry. Even government bodies have grown more attentive to the outcry. In particular, Belgium and Netherlands have banned certain video games on the grounds that it is similar to gambling laws, or it runs in line with gambling laws that they have in place, such as the games of Rocket League and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. In the United States, senators like Josh Hawley in Missouri and Chris Lee in Hawaii have both proposed legislations and bipartisan support for bills to ban or nullify loot boxes, from lengthening the age length to simply disclosing the odds of what you get in a video game loot box. In conclusion, loot boxes have proven to have some form of influence over the gaming market. They are randomized rewards for players to gain from in-game play or real-life money purchases. They have generated a high amount of revenue for major publishers, and they've provided new games an opportunity to cash onto the mechanic. But at this expense, they also caused an outcry within their consumer base along with government bodies around the world. So now you know what loot boxes are in the video game industry. Hopefully, when you get to play your new game of Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, you will know what loot boxes are in the future. So I hope that this proves informative and that this becomes beneficial to the knowledge of the video game industry.